God, my voice is so hoarse after this weekend. But it's freaking worth it. 'Cause I just got back from FlameCon. Oh god. Hold for thumbnail. Hold for thumbnail, this huge ass zit on my head. But yeah, everyone else is going to see the clips and recording this vlog. But anyway, so so FlameCon 2017 happened this weekend, and hot diggity dog, was it a shit ton of fun. Last year was the first time I attended. This year's the first time that I did Artist Alley, vendor table, whatever fuck. And this was so fucking worth it. Oh my god. You know, and if you've seen my other like cons, I'm always very honest and upfront about whether obviously a con is worth my time, money, all that stuff. And this is so fucking worth it. You know, like, I haven't had like the best track record with doing conventions and Artist Alley and all that shit. So, whoa, okay. Now, autofocus. Sorry, my camera, for some reason, is just looking. There you go. If I just sit like this in front of where the window is, it focuses that I am not, for some reason. I don't know why it's making it dark. God. You're tracking my face, you know where it is, why are you doing that? Anyway, so, brightness on this video is gonna go all over the place. I'm just gonna do this. Actually, I'm gonna turn it away. Okay. Well, anyway. See my whiteboard. Anyway, so, this was definitely worth it because, you know, like I said, worth the time and money and all that shit, and then I knew, like, with last year, just attending, I was like, wow, everyone's so nice. Hey, even if I don't, like, you know, make, like, a bunch of sales, you know, obviously I don't hit, like, a certain goal that I usually give myself. You know, as long as people are really nice and I, you know, establish a pretty good dialogue with people, I'm just like, you know what? It's still pretty cool. I'll maybe try one more time kind of stuff. This one was like, holy crap. It was so goddamn busy. In like such a good way, because Saturday, oh my god, that was so busy. Because last year Saturday, it was just like they didn't have any music playing. Like here they had like a really fun like playlist, excuse me, that they played for both days. And also yeah, like the moment they opened at like freaking noon, and I'm so used to cons like, oh, the moment it opens, it's just like 10 people walk around. And you'll see those 10 people for probably a good 2 hours. Then it's, you know, because like I said, it's a small con. Then it'll just be like, maybe 50 to 100, like, all together for an entire day kind of stuff. Anywho, that's great. And after a while, people are like, because my table is closer to a corner. And most of the time, when I get corner spots, it's like the kiss of death kind of thing. Because after a while, people are like, I'm just not, like, they don't realize to walk by there and blah, blah, blah. But I looked up because I was, like, right where there was, like, the door to go to, like, the signing and all this other stuff. So it was, like, perfect placement. And, you know, I paid a little extra to get a spot against the wall. So, at free range to do my shit, which was great. But, yeah, so here, like, let me just backtrack a little. So I got down there, I started setting up, like I got down there in the morning, I started setting up, it was Paul and I, of course. In the midst of setting up, Masami got there, she's setting up, you know, I'm like, this like 8-foot table, I'm taking up like about 2/3 of it. If you know me, like my setup is usually a lot of shit because it's pretty much my whole Etsy store, like everything I sell I bring with me, because who knows kind of shit. But yeah, so it's like, I got a lot of shit. Like, this is her first table, so, you know, she's got a bunch of prints here and there, which is still pretty cool. So she sets up, we still got a bit of time left, and, you know, it is a small con, so I was like, alright. I'm like, cool. There's a bit of time. I was like, hey, Masami, Paul and I are gonna go, we're gonna get ready, you know, all that stuff, we'll be right back, you know, blah, blah, blah. So we go and, like, get changed, you know, like, I did the log lady, so it was, like, kind of simple, you know, Paul did Zeus again, you know, obviously what took longer was, like, you know, the lace front gluing and all that shit. Other than that, yeah, like, makeup, blah, 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 everything was easy, so pretty much, like, the, like, last looks, like, you know, last bit of, like, gluing his beard and mustache on, you know, and I noticed, it was like, oh, it says 11:59, and Masami gives me, like, shoots me a text. She's like, hey, how long are you guys gonna be? And I thought, no, it's probably, she's just telling me because, you know, it's coming to noon kind of stuff. Okay, that's fine. So I'm like, oh, we're on our way. So I was like, all right, dude, well, we have a table. Let me grab the glue for your shit. You know, and, like, if I need to do any touch-ups, we're fine. We have our table, blah, blah, blah. I go and, like, get out the door, and I just, like, and I see, like, the line of people to, like, they're starting to, like, head into the con. I was like, holy shit, look at these people, because there was already a shit ton of people in line to go in. Then there's, like, the escalator was just flood of people. I was like, whoa! You know, which, you know, Masami later told me, like, she was, like, that they had said, they're like, hey, we got, like, 250 people in line. I was like, what? You know? So, obviously we get down there, and there's already, like a good crowd of people going around, and we get to our table, and literally, it was only a couple minutes. I get to the table, I'm, like, putting my stuff down, and trying to, like, get my bearings for a second, and immediately I got, like, people are like, hey, I want to buy stuff. I was like, what? You want to buy my stuff? You know, because it's usually just, like, people make the rounds a good 5,000 to 7,000 times, then they'll be like, you know, I was staring at this, like, every time I walk by, sure, I'll buy this. Hey, what if, instead of $5, I'll give you $1, like, here, they're trying to, like, haggle with me, but here they're just like, cool, I like to support artists. What? You like to support artists? Ah! You know, this was definitely the con of clutch my pearls kind of thing, because, you know, being that it's, you know, a LGBT, focused kind of comic convention, the environment, the atmosphere of the con was much more positive, and people, like I said, were much more nicer. And it was like Sunday when I, like, said to Paul, I was like, you know, the one thing I definitely noticed the difference between, like, a convention like this and really any other convention is that there's not that bro-y attitude, you know? And I like how Paul was like, yeah, because they wouldn't be caught dead, you know, at one of these, because, you know, fragile masculinity. But yeah, it was just like, people were nice, and people were very accepting of everyone for whomever they were. Like, oh my god, how dare you? You know, you got some, like, big motherfuckers, I mean, like, big, like, you know, I'm a big bitch too, but you got some big motherfuckers, and they're wearing crop tops where the bellies hang out, and they were like, I look cute, and, like, everyone's like, do you, boo-boo, you know? Like, there wasn't any of this, like, oh my god, like, your stomach's hanging out, and that's gross. Like, there was none of that shit, and I thought that was really, really cool, because it was like, who gives a fuck? Like, you're happy? Alright, that's all that matters. Like, you good? You good? Cool. It wasn't any of this, like, that's disgusting, like, you're too fat to cosplay this, you know, you're not the correct ethnicity to cosplay that, you know? There wasn't any of this, like, the shit I got a lot during WinterCon, which was like, you know, like, where's this Batman from? And, like, you know, you're saying it's not from anywhere, but I think it's from, you know, like, this series by this writer and this artist, and I don't know if you really know Batman, but, like, I feel like that's where you have it from, and like, none of this, like, nitpicky kind of shit, which was awesome, obviously. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of nitpicky shit, a lot of very nice people, a lot of supportive people, a lot of, you know, fun chats with people, which was great, which is why my voice is like this. Plus, because the crowd this year was so much more, there were times where, like, I'm standing there, I'm, like, getting close to me, I'm, like, trying to talk to them, I was like, hold on a second, I would, like, go around my table, I'm like, yes, okay, yeah, and I'm, like, kind of shouting, and I know I'm a chatterbox as it is, and, like, at my day job, I have to do a lot of talking, but this was, like, a lot of fucking talking, to the point where even I'm like, okay, I think I'm tired from talking, you know, and the fact that I had to, like, semi-shout, and, of course, I'm hanging out with my friends, and we like to crack jokes, and we're, like, you know, all that stuff, so, like, we had a good time, what a surprise, yeah, which was cool, because, like, Masami was like, yo, I want to do this again next year, we're like, yeah, because I definitely want to do it again next year. I know it was a lot more people, but I just hope they don't just suddenly change the venue, because I do like their venue, you know, with it just being in a hotel, and there's all, like, the good, like, a lot of good food places around, although we ate at the same taco place 3 nights in a row, and by the third night, one waitress, and by the third night, we sat in the same table all 3 nights, and this one waitress was like, "Were you guys here the last 2 days?" And it's like, yeah, because it's like, you can't miss this color, you know? So she was like, yeah, because I remember that hair, and then pointing at Paul, like, and you were sitting there, and even Masami was like, she was like, I thought I was just losing my mind. We're like, nope, it's us. You know, I just thought it was funny. I was like, wow, okay. Anyway, yeah, it's just in the hotel. Well, it's a Marriott, so usually Marriott's really nice. And I get my Marriott points, so that helps, you know. And the room was really fucking, like, I felt like I was in like an IKEA showroom. Like the kind of room, like the room, because it's like very minimalist and all that shit. So I'm like in there, I'm just like, this is like really nice and like very simplistic, unlike what I have IKEA stuff, but you know, unlike what I have going on, which is just like, if only you could see up here how insane it is. But yeah, like, I highly, highly, highly recommend FlameCon. You know, especially, obviously, if you are someone who's part of the LGBT, and even if you're an ally, you know, and you like, you know, to make your own, like, comics and art, and if you're just a weird person like me, you know, and I love that people came up to me, and they were just like, oh man, I've been looking for horror-based stuff, and I'm like, yes, you know? And people would be like, oh, like, they'll look at stuff and be like, oh, this is weird, this is interesting, instead of be like, that's weird, or like, that's interesting, you know, which, again, I'm very used to. It's fucked up, but is what it is. And it's kind of funny, because, like, Paul and I were kind of talking to, because this con, again, it's small, and it's LGBT, da-da-da, so I ran into a lot of my, like, costume buddies, a lot of my other fellow artist friends, and Paul and I were, like, talking to them, and then, you know, they were like, oh, how's it going? And then we're just like, people are nice, you know? And they were like, yeah, of course. And then, you know, we kind of give them, like a basic rundown of what usually happens when we do cons, and, like, you know, with things like doing a zombie convention or a horror convention. My stuff is still too weird for the horror zombie crowd, and it's like, okay, you know? Whereas this one, a lot of things are like, I don't want to say, like, basket of kitties, you know, but a lot of things were like, there wasn't really a specific type of, like, niche there, and obviously everyone was doing their own thing, which was great, but, you know, you were kind of able to, like, everyone was kind of able to find their audience, you know, like, I remember just, like, a lot of, like, the kind of weirdo goth kids and the horror fans, they would just, like, see my table and be kind of like, oh my god, and they're just, like, looking at stuff, they're like, oh, grab a card, or buy something, you know. I was really, really happy, because I sold a bunch of shirts, which was cool, because previously, like, I'd either have people who are like, you're charging too much for shirts. I'm like, it's $20. Like, a lot of people charge $20 for shirts. You probably bought a shirt that doesn't even have anything on it that was $20. I don't think this is Uniqlo. This is, like, one of those that look like they come out of a vending machine. But yeah, like, they'll say that, or, like, because the shirts are hand screen printed, they'll be like, why is it all, like, dirty here, or, like, you should have done a better job at making your shirts. Like, fuck off, bro, you know? And there's not this whole, like, there's not this, like, asshole, like, attitude, you know? Everyone's just friendly, and, like, I really can't stress enough, like, how friendly people are, because not to be this woe is me kind of thing, but people usually aren't nice to me at all. Like, just, in general, people are not nice to me, and then the fact that, like, people are nice to me, and they're like, willing to want to talk to me about my art, rather than, like, kind of insult me on my art, and then, you know, like, want to get to know me, and then they want to support me by purchasing, you know, my shit, you know, and whatever not. It's like, I just kept being like, just like, would pull Paul close to me and be like, how do I handle this, you know? I'm like, I'm so used to people shitting on me, what do I do? You know, so yeah, this is a very fun con. The tables and stuff, they are a bit on the pricey side, comparatively to other conventions I've done. But I think they are, I keep looking over because of the programs here, they are a non-profit, so I do understand, you know, like, the necessity of charging a little bit more, because even though they're a non-profit, they're not making money off of it. Sometimes you still need to make some money in order to pay for something, you know, like that kind of stuff. Also this year, their programs, look at that paper, like, you know, art, like, because I also do printing at work, so I'm so used to, like, fancy paper, like, some good paper. When I checked in, I was like, I was like, ooh, program's got good paper. Even the volunteers were like, yeah, they upped their game. I'm like, that's some good ass paper, you know. Like, they got the nice kind of like, oh, motherfucker was in the program the whole time. So we ate at that taco place. I didn't even notice in the program the whole time. Could have fucking got, like, 10% off. I don't think they did that. Damn it. Damn it. We spent almost like $100 every night going to eat food. Damn it. I'm gonna tell Paul. He's gonna probably just be like, damn it. You know, because all our money went to hotel and table and all that stuff. And then we're eating. We're like, I don't know. Anyway, that's fine. But anyway, FlameCon, obviously I'm happy. I made some money. Like, I actually made money. It's not like WinterCon where I fucking only made $20, which is a fucking insult, you know, for someone who is in the amount of debt that I am, you know, via student loans. And then after my dad passed, I have a mortgage. And then recently I had surgery, so I have those, you know, with debt collectors. So, like, you know, like coming to me with like harassing phone calls and shit. So, you know, this guy gotta help me, yeah, just help me, you know, like, thank you, you know, anyone who's watching this who found my YouTube via whatever, but thank you so much, thank you for supporting me. I don't get to thank people well enough, because it's more of like a sarcastic, like, well, thanks for being nice, you know. But anywho, I'm gonna stop talking, this video is running long. Like I said, FlameCon, things were awesome. Oh, I almost forgot. This lady saw Paul in his Zeus costume, and she was freaking gobsmacked. She saw him and just went, and she had to, like, end scene. Like, she had to just, like, you know, she was verklempt, you know. It was just great. As always, Paul says, any reason for him to dress as Zeus. The funny thing is, he almost forgot to pack his Zeus costume. I was packing, and I was almost done packing, and I was just like, dude, look what you forgot to pack. Because he, like, put it somewhere, and, like, the furniture was kind of, like, dark brown, and that costume's white, and I'm like, what's this? And I was like, dude! Like, ah! So it was just like, ah. But anyway, again, I'm using this, like, for a while, and I'm not done talking. But anyway, FlameCon 2017, absolutely fun. I will do it again. I can't wait. But yeah, this is my only vendor Artist Alley convention for the year. I did not get a chance to get an Artist Alley for Walker Stalker because that shit sold out in 5 minutes, and I think that's fucking insane. Whatchamacallit. So yeah, my next convention is New York Comic Con, and after that, there's gonna be a bunch of time off, but like a bunch of time before I do my next one. And yeah, I'm really gonna stop talking. Alright, bye.